Pratt here, and this is Backboard Dodgeball.
Yeah, we are playing the taste of
So as you know, I'm always bringing you accessible, modifiable, and engaging content for in the gym, at home, and in the classroom. Today's activity, Backboard Dodgeball, combines two of my childhood favorites, dodgeball and basketball. Now if you do choose to incorporate dodgeball into your program, Backboard Dodgeball is definitely one that's going to be safe, engaging, and keep your students having a lot of fun in class. Now let's take a closer look at how the setup is going to look.
Alright, so much like your traditional dodgeball setup, in Backboard Dodgeball, our playing surface is divided into two halves by a center line marked by those small pylons. The balls are on the center line. You can see that there's two large orange pylons indicating where players will go once they are hit or out and waiting to re-enter the game. And you can see that the basketball hoop has been pulled out, as the backboard, the rim, and the hoop are going to be needed in this game. It's pulled out on both sides, and the height is adjusted to make sure it is age and ability appropriate.
So now that you got your setup down, let's talk about the gameplay. So, basic premise of Backboard Dodgeball. Like traditional dodgeball, if I am on this team, my job is to try and hit people from the other team. If I am able to hit an opposing player, or if an opposing player is able to hit me, we would have to go over to the jail, or the large orange pylon, or the waiting area, whatever you want to call it. And it would look like this. If I'm contacted by a ball from the shoulders down, I'm going to put my hands on my head so people know that I've been hit and stop hitting me. Okay, of course keeping them light on my head so I can protect myself if I have to. And I'm just going to make my way over to the orange pylon. Once I'm at this orange pylon, I'm going to wait there until somebody on my team is able to hit the backboard, the rim, or sink a basketball on one of the side basketball hoops. The big main basketball hoop here is not involved in our game today. So here's how this works. If I am free and one of my teammates or a couple of my teammates are in jail, I am trying to get a ball. And of course I can still be trying to hit people on the other team. I still have to be protecting myself. Whether you allow blocks or not is up to you. But if I'm trying to free my own teammates, I am going to try and throw the ball and contact the backboard of the basketball hoop, or the rim, or sink a basket. I can do this in any way I want. I can do a baseball throw. I can shoot it like an actual basketball. I can throw it underhand. It's my choice how I want to send the ball and try and hit that target. Now, if I hit the backboard, I'm going to yell 1. That means one player from my team is able to re-enter the game. If I am able to hit the rim of the basketball hoop, I'm going to yell 3. In this case, 3 people from my team would be free from jail. If there was only 2 or 1, of course they would all be free. And finally, if I'm able actually to sink a basket, my whole team who's in jail would be free. So if there's more than 3 people, or less than 3 people, it doesn't really matter. Everybody would be free. So I'm going to yell, everybody! And of course, that's a great way for me to help my team win the game. Because if my team is able to get the entire opposing team into their jail, we would of course win. Now aside from that, the rest of the dodgeball rules you use in Backboard Dodgeball are up to you. Whether blocks count, bounces count, all that kind of stuff I'm going to leave to you to determine. But this gives you a dodgeball structure that keeps people active, keeps them engaged, keeps the game a little bit more multi-sport, where they're working on more than one skill set and not just focused on hitting other people, and really keeps the game interesting. Alright everybody, so that about does it for Backboard Dodgeball. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to hit that subscribe button down there, sign up for notifications to be the first to see my weekly content, like and share away. As mentioned earlier in the video, feel free to check out some of my more active and engaging modifications on traditional dodgeball in the video description below and on the playlist on my channel. But for now, this is Mr. Pratt signing off from Backboard Dodgeball.
And now it's time for
Pratt's Playbook, a unique perspective from Mr. Pratt on modifications, additional gameplay considerations, and more.
In a previous video of mine on a game called Bench Dodgeball, I talked about an alternate way to start dodgeball games, so feel free to check that out if you're looking for some fresh ideas instead of our typical line up the balls on the center line. Sometimes when I play backboard dodgeball, I actually allow players that are in jail to throw the ball at the backboard as well. So they can actually be working on getting themselves free from jail, not just relying on their teammates who are left. That's going to keep them a lot more active and engaged, so when they're out or eliminated, instead of just standing there, they're actively participating in the game. Now, as always, I also use jailbreaks often. A jailbreak is when a teacher or leader calls jailbreak, and everybody in the jails of both teams gets to be free. If you're ever noticing that somebody's been in jail for longer than 30 seconds or a minute, I would recommend calling a jailbreak, or you can have an adult or a leader come and help a team hit the backboard of the rim to make sure people aren't sitting out for too long. Because of course, we want everybody to be active, engaged, and having some fun. It's also important to remember that as people from your team are eliminated, they're going to line up in the order that they were eliminated, okay? You don't get to pick who you free from jail. Your friend doesn't get to go to the front of the line because you hit the backboard and you want to free them. You're freeing whoever's at the front. And another finer detail, if I hit the backboard and the ball goes in, or if I hit the backboard and then it hits the rim, you always take the higher value. So if I hit the backboard and then the rim, 3 people are going to be free because the ball did touch the rim, not just 1. I know it touched the backboard as well. No, it's not 1 plus the 3 from the rim. So it's not 4 people, it's just the higher value of whatever you've hit. Now, if you've checked out some of my previous content on dodgeball-related activities, you'll know that I'm a supporter of dodgeball games if they're modified to be safe and promote engagement and avoid elimination. If these things are done, dodgeball can be safe, it can be fun, it can be engaging, it can work on some great skills for agility, sending and receiving, and it can keep your class having a lot of fun. The location you choose for those pylons is super important because that's where students are most likely to get hurt because they stop paying attention when they're out. So keep reminding them to pay attention to the game, keep their eyes up, keep their hands at the ready, and make sure that they are paying attention when they are in that spot waiting to re-enter the game. As they re-enter, their hands should be on their head, and once they take their hands off of their head, they're back in the game. So I always remind students that as soon as you come out of jail, your hands should be on your head until you are ready to play. Then you can remove your hands from your head. That avoids students from getting hit right when they come out of jail or being hit at the front of the jail, which is really close to the opposing team's line, which ends up with some safety issues and some injuries. Typically, dodgeball is played from shoulders down, but as I've said before, you're going to have to choose how you would like that to work in your class. Sometimes I play waist down. Personally, I never include neck or head shots because I don't think that promotes safety and it doesn't promote a positive experience for participants. Please remember that dodgeball can be safe, it can be fun, and it can be engaging for all students, not just those elite athletes. If you take the time to work on those safety considerations, think about how you can keep people from being eliminated too long and keep the game accessible and engaging and realistic for all players. Dodgeball can have a place in the classroom.